All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So we get the Jets and the Bucks this Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and man, I'm expecting a good game. I'm entering this game with a lot of question marks, right? Based off of the one joint practice that the Jets and the Bucks had, it was, in my opinion, pretty unproductive. Supposedly there were fights throughout. It was just a chippy day from top to bottom. Russell Gage, unfortunately, got ruled out for the entire season. Sucks. Like, that's horrible. Aaron Rodgers was being sacked left and right. The offensive line was just in shambles. So there was just a lot of negativity from that joint practice. So I just want to put it in the past and move forward and focus on the game. So to kind of just jump right into it, I think the biggest thing that I'm looking for in this game is the O-line group, right? From a personnel standpoint, right? Who's going to be the starting five? We've seen constant changes, constant flip-flopping between different positions. Joe Tippmann's playing center and left guard. Billy Turner are swapping between tackle spots. AVT and Lakin and Dwayne Brown are hurt. Becton's practiced primarily at left tackle, but yesterday he practiced at right tackle. So there's just a lot of Connor McGovern at guard one day, Wes Schweitzer both at center and right guard. There's just a lot of movement. What does the starting five look like? And then from there, who's going to be the replacements? Also, factoring in the production, can we build upon the Panther game? I felt like the Jets' offensive line against the Carolina Panthers went out and they did their thing. You know, were they perfect? No, but they definitely looked a lot better compared to the Hall of Fame game against the Browns a week prior, right? But it's kind of weird because you see the joint practices, you see the training camp practices, and it's the defensive line winning almost every single time. It's been brutal, right? Just to constantly see tweets about would-be sacks here, would-be sacks there. So-and-so is blowing up this run play. It's just nonstop. And again, we saw that against the Carolina Panthers in their joint practice and a couple days ago again with the Bucks. So can we go out there and look like a formidable group? Give Zach Wilson time to throw. Can they open up lanes for backs, right? Personally, I'm not playing Breece Hall in the game. I know he's activated off the PUP list. I know he practiced yesterday and was flying around. It supposedly looks great, both with the football in his hands and catching the football. But by no means, I am not playing him whatsoever. No questions asked. I'm not playing Hall. Not risking it. We need to get some practices under the belt first off. But outside of Breece Hall, Michael Carter, Bam Knight, Izzy Abanikanda, these guys I'm excited to see. The Buccaneers do have a great defensive line. You factor in it's Todd Bowles. We know what he can do on the defense side of the football, being Jets fans here. So it should be an exciting matchup when we look at the trench play. Next up, snap counts, overall playing time for both Zach Wilson and Mekhi Becton. And we talked a little bit about this before. Both guys I want to see out there. Both guys I want to get a lot of reps, get a lot of action, but for different reasons. Zach, because he's the backup quarterback and he was the former second overall pick. We have to get this guy as many repetitions as possible, realistically speaking. I'm not saying throw him out there the entire game, obviously, but continue to build week after week after week in the preseason to get him experience with every single drop back, with every single play that he can relay to the huddle coming in from Nathaniel Hackett. It's just more and more knowledge, more and more experiences that he can rack up mentally. Whether the play goes great, whether the play goes horribly wrong, he can take that in practice, watch the film, and then apply what went wrong and move forward and get better. But you're not, if you're not on the field, if you're not really taking it that many snaps, or if the Jets are pulling him early, it's just limiting the growth, in my opinion. It's different if you're a rookie. Right, it's different for C.J. Stroud or Anthony Richardson or whoever it may be. Even like a later round guy like Aiden O'Connell from the Raiders. Those guys are entering year one. You have to be a little bit more cautious. But we're entering year three with Zach. We got to throw him out there. We got to see if Zach is up to the challenge of being the backup quarterback for this football team. So therefore, I want to see Wilson out there a lot Saturday night. I think a good game plan for me is definitely the first half. If the Jets want to pull him after, during halftime, it's understandable. Personally, I would probably give Zach at least one more drive coming out of halftime just to see how he responds, going up against a different Bucs unit. And then for Mekhi Becton, obviously we want to get him experience because he's just missed so much time. but there are some physical limitations here with the knee, with the position, right, left tackle, right tackle type thing. We don't necessarily know what the exact snap count is going to be. Saleh has thrown out some numbers in the past, but they aren't lining up with what we're actually seeing. In the Hall of Fame game, Becton pulled himself out. So just get through the game healthy, but at the same time, try to focus on getting Mekhi Becton as much experience as possible. And it sounds a little funny too, like me using the word like experience when we're talking about like an early preseason game. But the fact of the matter is Mekhi Becton has missed 2 full seasons back to back, not just regular season games. He's missed preseason games. He's missed tons of practices throughout the week. I mean, this guy just hasn't played football in such a long time. So I need Becton to get these reps. Next up, if we flip it and look at the defensive side of the football, can the pass rush continue? We're probably going to be getting a pretty heavy dose of Baker Mayfield, who's the projected starter right now, and he looked pretty good against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then after Baker, it should be Kyle Trask, who's currently battling to be the starter. So the Jets are going to have their opportunities going up against an offense that, quite frankly, is in the middle of a quarterback competition. So I do expect tempers, the intensity, the energy to be lifted up a little bit. In Carolina, it was their first preseason game. Bryce Young's already been named the starter. Andy Dalton, their backup quarterback, didn't play, so it was just like a lot of Matt Corral. This time, I think it's going to be completely different. These guys are Baker Mayfield and Trask. They're fighting for their job. I'm expecting both of them to come out firing, really trying to push the football down the field. We didn't see a lot of deep shots, a lot of intermediate shots with Mayfield against the Steelers. But I think because of that could change this week against the Jets. Can Jamie and Sherwood continue to build, right? This is somebody who has a lot of expectations put on him going into the year, given what his peers have said about him, as well as coaches. And also for the simple fact that the Jets didn't bring back Quan Alexander. In fact, they didn't even bring in another linebacker. So it's looking like Sherwood is not only just on pace to win the job, but he's going out there and proving it every single preseason game, every single practice. So can he continue to build? Right, we've seen 2 solid performances from Jamie and Sherwood, and what's super impressive too is he's actually taking snaps at middle linebacker. So in the event that Mosley were to go down midway through the season, you don't want to say, okay, well now Mosley's out, we have to move Quincy Williams over to the inside. Now we have to figure out what's happening at strong side. All these different question marks arise. So it's good that you can keep Quincy in the event that Mosley were to go down in the season. You can keep Quincy Williams at strong side linebacker, and Sherwood now has backup experience at middle linebacker. So he's getting some experience there. He's having plays. He's having opportunities to make plays in these preseason games. So can he continue to build? Right. That's the biggest thing for me with Sherwood. I think this is going to be the year where he takes that step on the field, and when we look at just overall stats at the end of the year. And last but not least, this is something that I consider the glue of a great football team, the special teams play. Can the New York Jets continue to excel in special teams? Granted, it's preseason. I understand that we're going up against a lot of backups. But with that said, the Jets special teams last year, the year before that, it was not that impressive, right? It was not that impressive. But this year, so far through camp and preseason, it has looked really, really good. And I'm not just talking about kicking stats, right? We can talk about the Greg Zuerlein being perfect, hasn't missed a kick. He's hit numerous extra points, numerous field goals. That is fantastic. But I'm also factoring in, kick coverage, punt coverage, Thomas Morstead pinning teams back. He looks absolutely phenomenal as well. Thomas Morstead has been killing it so far. And also in the return game, I felt like one of the biggest issues, even though sometimes last year the Jets weren't like missing that field goal or missing that extra point or having like a shanked punt, they were still not really that effective in punt coverage, right? We lost the special teams battle. I felt like, I don't want to say on a weekly basis, but it felt like a lot of times I was making recap videos and I was thinking to myself like, man, the Jets are starting their offensive drives at the 15. The opposing drives are starting theirs at like the 30-35. It's like, what's going on here? The special teams play has got to be better. We have to flip that, and make special teams a strength of the team as opposed to the Achilles heel, right? Nervous as heck that we're going to be missing 35-yard, 45-yard field goal attempts, missing extra points, botching punts, not being able to get down the field on punt coverage. So, a lot of these things the Jets have looked absolutely fantastic with so far, and hopefully that improves. So, anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Jets.